Shalom, 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 and Shabbat shalom to everyone. My prayer is that you are all well and that you are blessed and that you are motivated and you're looking forward to what the Most High has in store for His people in the year to come. We are now, as you know, exiting the year 5781 on the biblical calendar. And we're getting ready to move into new territory, new horizons. This, of course, is the last Torah reading of the cycle before we go into the Moradim and the high days and the cycles, reading cycles that take place in that time period. So I thought to myself, I'll make a video Sunday or Monday or whatever. And I thought to myself, I won't have a chance to do this again. This is the last Shabbat of the calendar year and the last reading. And it is it's an awesome reading. It's a reading that I look forward to every year. So to be quick and succinct and to the point, the reading for this week is Parashat Nitzavim, okay? And Moshe Rabbeinu is giving his, to me it's like the summation, the great speech, but it's packed with so much meaning. Here, I just want to read a few verses of it to you, and then we'll be done. I hope this motivates. I hope it lifts you up. I hope it drives you to look forward to what's coming, but to also look back behind us as well. And hopefully all of us has experienced some growth besides the normal pains and the aches and the hurts that come along with a calendar year. Hopefully we have experienced some growth and that we have reached people for the sake of the kingdom. The reading can be found in Devarim, Sefer Devarim, or Deuteronomy, chapter 29, starting at verse 9. Listen to this. Hear the word of the Most High, brothers and sisters. Atem nitzavim hayom kulchem. You are standing here today, all of you. Lifnei Hashem Elohechem, Rashechem, Shivtechem, Ziknechem, Veshotrechem. You are standing here before the Most High, Yahuwah, Yud-He Vav-He, your Elohim, your heads, your tribes, and your elders and your officers. Kol Ish Israel, all of the men of Israel. Tapchem, Neshechem, Vegarcha, Asher Bekerev Mahanecha. Your women, your children, the foreigner or the stranger that sojourns within you and within your camp. Mehotev Aitzecha ad shoev memecha, from the choppers of your wood to the drawers of your water. Verse 11. Why are they standing there? Okay, why are they standing there? Le'avrecha bevrit Hashem Elohecha uva'aloto asher Hashem Elohecha koret imcha hayom. To cross over, le'avrecha, for you to cross over into the covenant and into the oath, okay, which the Most High koret, which He cuts with you today. Notice He says le'avrecha hayom in a previous verse, to cross over into the covenant today, right here and now, not back at Sinai. That's significant. Not back at Sinai. You heard the terms and conditions and you agreed, but right here and right now, your words are becoming action. Into the covenant that He has cut, into the oath. Okay, listen to verse 12. Lema'an hakim otcha hayom lo la'am. In order to establish you today to Him for a people. Again, hayom, today, for a people. Vehu yeh lecha le'Elohim, and He will be to you for Elohim. Ka'asher diber lach, ve'ka'asher nishba le'avotecha, le'Avraham, le'Yitzhak, u'le'Yaakov. according to what he spoke to you, and according as he swore to your fathers, Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. So we notice that the language that Moshe uses this day, first of all, start with the word Nitzavim, the name of the parasha. Atem Nitzavim Hayom. He says, you are standing here. But he uses a different word. Well, not a different word. He uses a very interesting word for standing, okay? The most common Hebrew word that you will hear, even in modern days, modern Hebrew, is amod or la'amod, to stand, la'amod. Moshe could have easily said, atem omdim hayom, atem omdim hayom kulchem. But no, he said, atem nitzavim. What's the difference between nitzav and amad? Nitzav and amad. Well, if you look in the Greeks and the Strong's Concordance, you will find amad spelled with an ein mem dalet. Ein mem dalet, 5975 in the Strong's Concordance, 5975 for amad. And the word natzav, natzav, nun, tzadi, and vet, that's the word that Moshe used, and that is in Strong's Concordance number 5324. 5324, natzav. Omed or amad literally just means to be standing. A person, a structure, or whatever. For example, in the Exodus story, it was a pillar of fire by night and a pillar of cloud by day that led our people out of Egypt. Amud is the word for a pillar. Amud, okay? Or amud esh, a pillar of fire. Amud anan, or a pillar of cloud. But he used the word natzav. What does natzav mean? Natzav means to stand, upright, erect, resolute, and with purpose and with meaning. Okay? This is where we get the Hebrew word also, matzeva. Matzeva, a standing stone. And if you say it, you can hear it. Nitzav, matzeva. Matzeva is a standing stone that Yaakov Avinu, when he was in Luz, and he saw the sulam that stretched from the heavens up to the Shemaima, and he saw malachim, yordim ve'olim, on this big sulam that stretched up to the heavens. He stood up a stone when he said to himself, the Most High is here, and I didn't even realize that this is the gates of heaven. So he stood up a stone and anointed it with oil and changed the name to the place to Bet El. And that standing stone is a matzeva, a matzeva. So he says, you are standing here. Why? Because you've been tested. You've been tried. Okay, you've gone through, as we know, the fire, and we've gone through the flood. Not only in our everyday modern lives, brothers and sisters, but if we look back into our history, on the ships, crossing the vastness of the ocean, coming into a strange land that we still occupy now, and enduring the treatment and the mistreatment and all of the things that we've had to deal with. But guess what?נחנו nitzavim. We are still standing. We are still standing resolute, upright, and with meaning through Jim Crow, way before it, through the papal edicts. Anachnu nitzavim. We are standing. Through everything that's going on in the modern day, in the modern era, from people holding back information from us and keeping us in the dark, the Most High has opened up doors and opened up a way for us to grab a hold of that information and have self-worth and have self-meaning. Anachnu nitzavim. We are standing. All right? Lamrot hakol. Despite everything. ובכל זאת, with all of this, guess what? אנחנו ניצבים. We are standing. What do we do moving forward? As a people, as a nation of believers who keep the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High and have the testimony of Yeshua Mashiach Adonenu, what do we do moving forward? How do we grow? How do we draw men? Well, we draw men by walking the walk, walking the talk, talking the talk, walking the walk. But we're also governed by the power of the Ruach HaKodesh, by the Holy Spirit, to produce fruit, okay? That's in keeping, and that's a testimony to the fact that we have been regenerated, that we have been reborn. The shofar, of course, as you know, Yom Teruah is coming up here, sunset on Monday, the day of noise making, the day of trumpeting, right? And if you know much again about the Hebrew, you know that the shofar, the ram's horn, comes from the Hebrew word shipar, shipar. And what is shipar exactly? Shipar is the Hebrew word for the fluid that's in the belly of a mom or a mother who's building a baby, along with dad too. I'm sorry, don't forget dad, who's building a baby inside that embryonic fluid, okay? And to blow the shofar, which we're commanded to hear the sound of the shofar, we're commanded to hear it. And it's supposed to be blown on Yom Teruah, right? That's what it's all about. But to hear the sound of the shofar is a signaling and a calling to rebirth and being born again. So here's my hope for you, brothers and sisters. No matter where you stand on different doctrines, no matter where you stand on how to pronounce the name, no matter where you stand on meat and dairy or any of these things, let's move forward by focusing on the things that we have in common. We believe that Yeshua min Natzeret is Melech HaMashiach. He is King Messiah. He is the kinsman redeemer who has been sent. B'zchut ma'asav, b'zchut damo, in the merit of his works, and in the merit of his blood, we have gained the audience with the creator of the universe. And we have gone from strangers to servants, but also to sons and to daughters. So let's move forward by immersing ourselves in the Word. Let's move forward by learning the language of the Bible, okay, to get a better and a deeper insight. Let's put aside foolish arguments and the things that drive wedges in between us. Let's agree to disagree and literally mean it and be okay. And I can still call you brother, and you can still call me brother. You know, you can call your sisters, okay? And let the power of the Holy Spirit in the heart that's truly seeking truth, he will reveal all things. He will reveal all things. Okay? One last part of this that I'd like to read is in verse 13. Moshe says this. Moshe says, Velo itchem levadchem anochi koret et habrit hazot ve'et ha'ala azot. And not only with you am I cutting this agreement and this oath. Listen who else is involved. Verse 14. Ki et asher yeshno po. Okay? With whoever is present, Imanu, with us, Omed Hayom, standing here today, those who are standing with us present today, all right? Lifnei Hashem Eloheinu ve'et asher einenu po. Ve'et asher einenu po Imanu Hayom. And with those who are not standing with us, okay? For those that are here, Yeshno po Imanu, and for those who are not here present, this agreement is being cut with those who haven't even been born yet, whether they're of the physical family or whether it's those who would be grafted and who would be joined in. This is the whole point. We don't come into knowledge of identity. We don't come into knowledge of the only kingdom that matters in order to become a country club. and to point fingers and literally to say who's who and who's not who. Worry about you. Worry about your house. Worry about being in right standing with the Most High. We can't become, in any shape, form, or fashion, we cannot become the people who did what they did to us. We can't become that. Let's move forward being led by the power of the Holy Spirit. Let's love our fellow man. Starts at home first. Love your fellow brother and your sister first, okay? You fill the house up until it overflows. And once it starts to overflow, it will spill onto everyone else. Remember Yeshua the Mashiach. Remember when he particularly had performed so many miracles and had done so many wondrous things. One day there's a knock on the door. And it's Greeks. And they're seeking Yeshua. Yeshua had been speaking kingdom and love and all of these things that he should be speaking, yes? But then as soon as that knock came on the door and those Talmidim said, Master, there's some Greeks at the door seeking you. He immediately turned his face toward the execution stake. He stopped talking about love and all these other things. And he says, now the time has come for Ben Adam, the Son of Man, to be glorified. Okay? It means that he filled up the cup of the house. And he loved with a love that was so extraordinary, but he started it at home. And once that cup overflowed, right, and spilled over and started to lap onto the nations, once he saw that they could see the light, he turned his face toward finishing the job. It's spilling over, you guys. Okay? But we can do a better job to make it spill over. That's it, and that's all. So I'll say this to you, L'shana tova umetuka. To you all, that would be a new, a sweet year. Wish for a new, sweet year. Titchadesh, that you all will be renewed, okay, and that you all will be filled with joy on this joyous year. So unscripted, let's make an attempt to blow this shofar as I end this video. And it's a shame I haven't picked it up in quite some time. So with that, I will say to you guys, as the sun sets here in Oakland, California, Shabbat Shalom, much love to you all, House of Israel, and I look forward to growing with you and glowing and growing with you, all right, to be milach ba'or, salt and light, in a world that's desperate, in a world that's dying, okay? Okay, the Shana Tova Umetuka.